Hello everybody. So we're here. The moment has arrived where I have finally gotten the courage to do my first YouTube video. So what I'm kind of thinking of doing for this is literally like a who am I, what I'm about I suppose, and kind of where I'm at in my life right now, because I'm slowly but surely figuring it out. So I decided I'm going to share, if that makes sense. Okay, so who am I? My name is Emer. I am 23, I'm Irish. I am from Limerick, from like County Limerick, West Limerick. But I'm living in Cork at the moment. So I've been living in Cork for the last like 4 years, 5 years, but I spent a year in Italy in between that, so I'm like 4 years. And I was in college down here, and now I am working down here. So I'm working as a makeup artist, working in MAC, which I love. I love doing makeup, like anybody's face I can get my hands on. I love doing it. So I'm really happy to be working in something that I'm like passionate about, rather than being stuck in a job that I'm dreading going into every day. You know, that kind of way. So yeah, that's me, I suppose. When I was in college, I studied music and Italian. So I know all about the struggles of college and studying and trying to get shit done and not really have the motivation to do it, but still trying to do it. And it was a good 4 years, but a bad 4 years at the same time. Not really sure that it was the right degree for me, but I'm happy that I did it. I'm happy that I completed it. And if I hadn't done the Italian and gone to Italy, I wouldn't be doing this right now. So everything happens for a reason. That's one of my mottos in life. So here we are. I was in Italy 2 years ago. So 2 years later, I'm still doing it. Still doing the whole kind of like blogging. I don't really think I can call myself like a blogger, but I'm trying. So yeah, at the moment I am planning my move, my big life move. So I'm moving to Australia, to the land down under. Probably shouldn't do that accent when I go there, but anyway. So I am moving to Australia in September, so that's going to be a massive like change. But like I said, I've lived in Italy before. I'm kind of, I know that my voice better not start going now. I know that I'm more suited to living elsewhere, if that makes sense. Now I don't know if I'll be gone for life, but I know I need to get out of here for a couple of years. So I'm moving to Australia with my boyfriend Padraig in September. So we're kind of in the middle of like planning all that now, and kind of talking about like what we'll do when we're over there, like where we want to go and travel and stuff, because like obviously travel is like a big thing in my books. When we're going away, like I want to travel and I want to see the entire continent while we're there. And I want to do a lot of travelling in like Asia, Southeast Asia and all that kind of thing. And I've about a million other places that if I went and listed them all as to where I want to go, we would be here for 10 years and I'd never actually get there. So I have lots of places on my bucket list that I want to go. But yeah, so every time we're kind of like planning all that right now, kind of talking about it, what we're going to do and all that, and it literally gets me so excited. Like I'm so excited to go. I'm like, oh, just yeah, can't wait. I have my little notebook. Where is it? Okay, so this is my little notebook, so I'm not going to show you what's in it. Last weekend I took this out and I wrote all my goals down in it for the next like year, 5 years, 10 years, kind of like just general life goals, kind of throwing them out there, and they're all going into this little book. But I have a page full of like my Australia goals, so I'm kind of like working off that when it comes to Australia. The plan is we're going to go to Dubai for 3 days on the way over, and then we're going to go to Sydney and then see how things happen in Sydney. I'm very much going with the flow with the whole trip, like trip, move, whatever. like if we don't end up staying in Sydney because of whatever reasons, then that's fine with me. We'll go to Melbourne, we'll go to Perth, we'll go travel around and kind of see where suits us to stay. I do really want to live in Sydney though, because I feel like, especially where I'm at now with my kind of like mindfulness and like my fitness and all that, I don't know, I just feel like the lifestyle in Sydney would suit me. But then again, that lifestyle seems to just be like an Australian lifestyle in general ish, or else I'm just totally naive, I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to being there and kind of getting like just a fresh start. That's literally it. I just want a fresh start. It'll be me and Padraig's first time properly living together, which I'm really excited about. So let's just maybe keep an eye on whether both of us come home alive or only one of us comes home, or I don't know. No, we'll be fine. At the moment, I'm kind of, obviously if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been like training loads in the gym, and I've been trying to eat well and kind of trying to get like my body kind of strong so then I can get my mind strong as well. And I think in the last like week or two, it's kind of like properly hit that like I'm actually seeing changes in myself as a whole person, not just physically, is what I'm trying to say. Like there's changes physically, like I can see my face is like, my bone structure, you can actually see my cheekbones, which normally I have like chipmunk cheeks. So I feel like you can actually see my bone structure more. Like I feel much more confident in my clothes. Even like when I wake up in the morning, I'm getting changed. I'm not like looking in the mirror being like, oh, like come on Emer, like fuck's sake, whatever. Do you know, like I feel like a lot of people would see their own reflection and be like, oh, do you know, that kind of way, like just not really like, not impressed by it, if that makes sense. I know some people would see theirs and they'd be, I don't know, like some people obviously have a very bad relationship with their body. I wouldn't say mine would be very bad, but I wouldn't say it would be a good relationship with either. Like I've kind of, the last 2 years probably, kind of always looked at myself and been like, ugh, like, meh, do you know? Whereas at the moment, I'm getting to a point where I'm like looking at my reflection and being like, damn, like, because I can see a difference, and I'm like, you're working for it, you're working to get somewhere, and you're getting there, if that makes sense. So that is good. But then obviously with kind of the training and the being better with food and everything, I feel better as a person, if that makes sense. Why do I keep saying if that makes sense? Yes, it makes sense. I'm trying to make it make sense. Like I feel less kind of like and like more kind of motivated to like do stuff. I'm not as attached to my bed, but I am still very much attached to my bed. Like I love my bed. Clearly I'm recording this video on my bed, but like my bed is a big part of my life. But I'm not as like reluctant to get up in the mornings. I'm kind of a little bit more get up and go than I usually am. And I think that's because like my energy levels are obviously a lot better, my body feels a lot better, and my mind feels a lot better. So moving on then to like my mind. So I've been following Sinead Hegarty for about, I'd say, 2 months now. And when I first started following her, I kept seeing Sygol on her stories and people sending in being like, Sygol, 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 with Sygol, like it's an anagram. Isn't that the word? Like the initials, yeah. It's not actually a word, but I kept seeing it and I'd be like, what is this? And then one day she just like, she explained it kind of, she wasn't even explaining it on purpose, she just kind of was like, said what it means. So it means say your goals out loud. And she's always saying that she's doing it. She's always like, that if you say your goals out loud, the universe will hear them and the universe will like help you get towards them. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, very good, like, you know, she seems happy, well done, that's fair enough, whatever. And then last weekend, so I kind of touched a little bit about this on my stories, but I didn't quite go into detail. So last weekend I got my period. I was feeling shit. I didn't have a good week of eating. I wasn't feeling good about myself. I just, in general, just wasn't feeling good. And Sunday, I went for breakfast in the morning with Padraig, and like he was up on Saturday night and we did have a good night. Like we were kind of like just chatting about Australia and stuff, but I still was a bit kind of like meh. And then Sunday we went for breakfast, and then we came back here and we just got back into bed, and we were just literally lying there talking, and then we both fell asleep. And then he woke up like, look, I have to go home, whatever, blah blah, and I was like, that's grand. I was supposed to go to the gym and I didn't, because I was already like kind of half asleep, and I was like, no, I just want to go back to sleep now. And so I went back to sleep, and I was just feeling really like ugh. And ugh is the only word I can think of to describe this. Like I was feeling really and I was like, I fell back to sleep, and I woke up at like 9 or 10 that night, and I was like, that was a day wasted. Should have gone to the gym. It would have made me feel better. It would have like helped me kind of get through it a little bit. And it was kind of then that I was like, oh, the gym's really actually making a difference in my mindset, because I knew myself even at that point of the night that if I had gone to the gym earlier, I wouldn't feel as shit as I did. So I was kind of like, oh, very good, whatever. And then I went on to Sinead's stories, and I don't know what she had up, but she had something up about like positive thinking, you know, like the Saigal thing again. So I literally grabbed my notebook, my trusty little notebook here, and I wrote all my goals, like I was saying. So I wrote all my goals in here, and I read them all out loud, and I kind of like, it was like an affirmation in my own head, being like, I am going to do this, I am going to do this, this is going to happen. And one of my goals was that I was going to go into work and I was going to have a good day, and I was going to like not let, cause sometimes like even if you like your job, you get sick of your job, and like gone through phases of getting sick of my job, and I was kind of like, no, today's going to be a good day, you're going to do it, you're going to smash it, blah blah. And there's kind of like lots of like little signs, we'll say, as like that the universe is listening to you. So like, you know, if you see 1111, it's like the universe is listening to you, make a wish and your wish will come true. So I see 1111 a lot. I more look at it as like, it's like a sign of a new beginning. I'm moving to Australia, so the universe isn't quite so subtle about that. So I'm waiting for something else to happen, I don't know. But so I'm moving to Australia, so that's obviously my new beginning. But this is all Monday now. So Monday then, if you see kind of like double, triple, quadruple numbers, it means like, you know, that the universe is looking out for you, whatever. And I literally was seeing double, triple, quadruple numbers all day. It was really weird. So I was kind of like, that's like coincidence, obviously. It's like, I mean, obviously it's a coincidence, but obviously then like it could be more. Do you know, that kind of way? Like, I don't know. I don't really know if I believe in like higher powers. I don't know what I believe in, to be honest, but that kind of was like a bit of a coincidence. So I was like, okay, maybe this Saigal stuff is gonna actually work. So all week I've been kind of like trying to wake up and trying to be like, trying to have like these positive affirmations that my day is going to be good. It's going to be, you know, your day is what you make of it. So what you put into it, you'll get out of it, blah, blah. So that's kind of really worked for me this week. And I had 3 PT sessions this week just because we had one to kind of catch up on. And I was like smashing it. I deadlifted, I think I did 70 kg, which is, oh, there's a spider hanging outside my window. 70 kg, which is probably the heaviest that I've, which is the heaviest I've ever deadlifted. It's almost my body weight. Not quite, but almost. And I was like, damn. Do you know? Like, you're getting there. So, I don't know, like I feel like these kind of positive affirmations are kind of helping me a little bit more, along with like the gym and stuff. In kind of getting to, I suppose, where I'm going to want to be in my life, if that makes sense. I kind of was like, I want to do this video pretty soon because of course it was like Mental Health Awareness Week and things like that, and I wouldn't be someone to suffer from like anxiety or like depression or anything like that, and I would never ever say that I did, because I would never want to take away from someone who actually did. I would never want to be the person who's been like, oh, I feel so anxious, when like I'm like, there's a difference between a person who feels like me, who feels just like meh, a bit shitty on a day, kind of doesn't have much motivation or something like that, versus someone who actually suffers from anxiety or depression, or like literally it stops them from doing anything. I think there's a massive difference, and I would never want to be the person to like take away from someone else's story, if that makes sense. Like, it's been amazing people talking about like body image and their anxieties and their worries and things like this. Like it's all over social media, especially this week, especially like Rosanna Purcell's post that she did about her body image, and how like a couple of years ago when she was modelling and stuff, the pressure that was on her to look perfect the entire time. And I'm like looking at her now and I'm like, oh my god, you are so much better now. Do you know, like the expectations of people that people have on themselves, that they get from other people, from social media, from like everywhere, it's insane. And like I have like those expectations for me as well. I'm like, oh, I'd love if I could just look like, I don't even know who, like, why can't I think of anybody? I don't know. Why can't I look like all those girls on Instagram who are on the beach in their bikinis feeling amazing and, or looking amazing, sorry, and they mightn't be feeling amazing. That was what I was trying to get at. They might be the exact same, be like, oh, like, I feel a bit meh today, I feel a bit whatever, you know? Like, there's literally no train of thought here whatsoever. I'm spouting thoughts, but look, it's fine. Like, I think social media is a huge pressure on everyone, even the people with hundreds of thousands of millions of followers, down to people who have 100 followers and are on holidays and they're like, oh, I'd love if like to look like those girls in their pictures, you know, that kind of way. Like, it's kind of, there's a fine line between doing it for social media and doing it for yourself. But I think after, like, initially I suppose I was in the mindset of, I'm going to go to the gym loads, I'm going to work out, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to tone up, I'm going to look unreal in a bikini, I'm going to look unreal when I'm in Australia. And I'm like, you know, it was constantly like, I'm going to look unreal. Whereas now I'm like, I want to feel unreal, if that makes sense. So I'm like, I already feel my confidence has gone way up. Like, I've never been someone who's lacking in confidence anyways. I think to like set up a page like this, I feel like you have to have a certain amount of confidence, and I'm like, I've kind of gotten past the point of like caring what people think about me. I think, like, especially I suppose coming from like a small country like Ireland, but even more so like a small town like where I'm from, I feel like everybody knows everybody and everybody knows everybody's business, and everybody's kind of like, not that everybody is judging everybody, but everybody feels like they're being judged, and it's very hard to get past that mindset. But like I said, it was when I was in Italy that I set up my like Instagram and everything, and like it took me going that far away. Now that's not that far away compared to Australia, but it took me going that far away to realise, you know what, fuck it. And I'm so glad that I kind of jumped to that stage and was like, you know what, fuck it. And that was with me kind of talking to people, telling people what I'm thinking, telling people, like, obviously sharing makeup and stuff. That's kind of what I started off doing, was makeup, and then it kind of escalated into me rambling to all of you. But I think people enjoy my rambling sometimes, so I'm hoping that this video will see anyways. If this is a total flop, I won't bother rambling anymore. But where was this going? My whole goal in Australia, with the gym for Australia, was to look unreal. And now it's gotten to the point where I already feel unreal. I'm like, I feel more confident in myself. I feel better in clothes. I feel better in my head. I feel like I can do anything, like, whereas before it was constantly like, I'm gonna look class. I'm gonna get that nice bikini picture on Bondi. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get that nice picture on Bondi, but I'm not gonna be there looking at everyone else being like, oh, but she looks nicer and she's slightly skinnier than me and she has a bigger bum than me and she has whatever. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, once I'm happy in me, then that's what I care about. And at this point, I think the gym has become slightly more about my head than my body, which is good. Like, obviously I still do want to look good, and as I've been getting to that point, I've been realizing how much it's helping my head. And I've said this about 5 times in 3 different ways, but that's what I'm getting at. So I feel like I'm 23. I have a long time ahead of me to figure out all this shit, but I'm slowly getting there. And I think for me, what I need to keep doing is I need to keep going to the gym, because that really helps my head and my body, obviously. Like, to a certain extent, I was never like overweight or anything like that, but I wasn't healthy at all. Like, at all. I was so unfit. I couldn't walk up the stairs without getting breathless. I couldn't. Like, when I first moved into my house here, like, I'm literally looking down on Cork City, so I'm up on a hill. And when I used to have to walk up that hill, I used to avoid it like the plague, because it is so steep and it was really hard to walk up, and I used to be like feeling almost sick having to walk up that hill. And now I can walk up it, not a bother, and it's totally fine, unless I'm on my way home from the gym, into which case I'm dying. But that's because my legs are affected from actually working out. So this has been kind of a big rambling situation, but I hope that I've kind of gotten my point across. That, not even my point, I'm not even trying to make a point, I'm just kind of like letting you all know where I am in my life. And I am so excited for Australia. It's literally like 15.5 weeks, I think, till I go, which is going to fly. I will be there in no time, and I'm so excited. So like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and thank you all so much for watching.